You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. I want to talk about a bombshell that Ridge Forrester dropped on Friday about Eric Forrester's mental state. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I did, and I want to talk to you about it. Fans are already concerned about what's going on with Eric Forrester, and the most recent episode on Friday had Ridge Forrester dropping a major clue about what's going on with his dad, and it seems to tie back to Eric's memory lapses and health concerns. Did Ridge just allude to a huge medical malady that's plaguing Eric? Did you notice what Ridge said on the Friday, September 8th episode when talking to RJ Forrester about his granddad, Eric? We're going to lay it all out for you in case you didn't notice it. But first, if you haven't already, please reach down and click subscribe. And if you click notifications, you'll find out when there are new videos ready for you. This helps our channel grow, which we appreciate, but it also helps you avoid the fake channels that are trying to pretend to be us by making their thumbnails look like ours. Some of them are trying to add Soap Dirt to their name. And that way you also avoid clickbait channels that are just wasting your time with bogus non-spoiler stuff they have just made up. All right, let's dig in. So when I heard what Ridge said on Friday, I jotted down the phrase before I forgot it. And then I thought, okay, well, it also sounds like maybe this other word. Maybe I misunderstood the phrase because that would mean something entirely different. So I paused my Comcast DVR, I turned on the subtitles, I rewound it, and I played it again. And yep, there it was. And I even took a screenshot. I'm going to show you guys in just a second of the subtitles. All right. So this huge, what feels to me like an Easter egg dropped by the writers seems to confirm that there is more going on with Eric Forrester than we've been told so far. RJ was up at Forrester Creations on the 9/8 episode, and he was in the CEO office talking to his parents, Brooke and Ridge. Then Ridge said this, and these are the words that made me do a double take. Ridge says to Brooke and RJ, referring to Eric, he's been really lucid these days. Did you feel that? That's what I thought I heard, lucid. Then I thought, maybe he said Eric's been elusive, referring to Eric not coming up to the office that much after their recent spat. So that's why I rewound and turned on subtitles, because two different things entirely. All right. And I am going to show you the exact moment. It was at the 3:34 mark on Friday's episode on my DVR, but probably around, the 3.5 minute mark for most of you that are watching on a DVR with commercials. When someone refers to someone else being lucid, just in case that's not a word that you use in your life a lot for whatever reason, it means you're easily understood, you're clear, but not clear in just like speaking clearly, like having clear speech. It's like a clearness of thought. Basically, when people are not lucid, it means they're confused, that they're muddled in their mind. When someone has Alzheimer's or dementia, lucid moments are those moments when they remember things clearly. My mom has dementia, chemotherapy driven, and she has lucid moments where she knows who I am, and then she has a lot of moments where she's not lucid and she doesn't know who I am. She thinks my older brother is our dad, just stuff like that. So I know all about lucid moments. So that's why when I heard him say that Eric was lucid, that was like, oh, that's a very specific word used in context to dementia and Alzheimer's. This remark was not even what I would necessarily call foreshadowing. Like when you read a novel, foreshadowing is cryptic or subtle usually. This was so blatant that I wouldn't call it foreshadowing, but basically spoon feeding us what's likely coming soon. And again, I just want to say this loud for everybody all the way to the back row. There is no official spoiler yet about anything going on with Eric's mental state. The only thing that he has confessed to is having arthritis, but there's been a whole lot of red flags. But I'm not saying it's an official spoiler. Nothing has come from the network. I will never tell you something's a spoiler when it's not. So I even went back to the fall preview spoilers that CBS issued, looking to see if there was anything about Eric's health. And the only thing is about him and Ridge having this misunderstanding and disagreements and everybody choosing sides as this storyline progresses. So the other day when Steffi was still at Eric's house, they were drinking coffee, reading the paper with him. Ridge was there too. And then all of a sudden, Eric is trying to think about Steffi's son's name. He remembered she had a son, but he could not remember his name. Neither Steffi nor Ridge made any comment about it. It was like they didn't even notice it. But now, with Ridge talking about his dad being really lucid, it has me wondering, is there a medical storyline afoot? And it's one that the characters are aware of, but has happened off screen, so we viewers don't know about it yet. You know, sometimes they'll make up past marriages, past events off screen, and they tell you about it to justify a current storyline. It's called a retcon. And they may be doing that with us. Remember, there are replacement writers in charge of the scripts right now, but I will say they are two members of B&B's regular writing staff that went FICOR, which means you are financially unable to strike and you're allowed to cross the picket lines. You have to give up your voting privileges and the short-term stuff like that. But so there are two members of the regular writing staff that have crossed the picket line and are still writing. So they know what's planned. And for that reason, I do not think that this is them going in a new direction without Brad Bell's oversight. Brad Bell's the showrunner. He's still directing and producing the episodes, even though he is participating in the strike from the writer's side. So why these memory lapses for Eric? And are these indicative of a larger problem? We did a standalone video asking if there's a medical story coming for Eric Forrester and not about the arthritis that could see John McCook retiring. But I'm not going to talk about that because we did a standalone video. You can look on our Bold playlist or our recent Bold videos. All our Bold videos are blue, this specific shade of blue. So you'll see other channels using that shade of blue, trying to steal your attention away. But look at the blue videos and look for the one about what else is going on with him. So I don't want to repeat what I've already said, but what I do want to talk about is whether they're going to make this a story where the family already knows something is wrong with Eric, but it's now the viewers being exposed to it. This could go a few ways. I've got like 3 ideas of how this could go. So the first is that what I'm wondering is if Eric's memory lapses developed during the ED storyline and they're just coming out now. Remember when Eric was married to Quinn, he was suffering erectile dysfunction, but he seemed to have an improvement when he was cheating with Donna Logan. So I did a quick Google search, and a little over half of Alzheimer's patients suffer from ED if they are age 70 and up. One study I saw said that ED could be an early indicator of cognition problems that could signal Alzheimer's in men. So that storyline could have been one that they have been considering since that ED incident and was like a slow burning precursor to it. Just one thought. All right. The second one is whether Ridge, Brooke, Steffi, and others know about Eric's issues, but maybe RJ doesn't since he's been gone so long. Right now, the one person cheerleading Eric's new fashion line seems to be RJ. And Ridge's casual use, just offhand, calm, normal, everyday use of the word lucid has me thinking he's in the habit of talking about his dad's mental state, but perhaps not with RJ since he's been away and not in front of viewers because they're just pulling this storyline to the front burner. Is this a situation where Donna even maybe already knows and she's keeping them apprised of anything concerning and they're all taking a wait and see approach, just watching for warning signs that things are getting more serious? So perhaps they've consulted a doctor who told them just to keep an eye on things and this is the point that you should start worrying. Things like that. Just a theory. My third notion is that we might be soon getting dialogue about off-screen events that we haven't seen, such as somebody saying, remember what Dad's doctor said when we talked to him last year? He told us to watch for signs of this or that, and otherwise just keep Eric calm and relaxed. That's the kind of comment that we might hear. I, for one, thought it was really bizarre that neither Steffi nor Ridge remarked on Eric forgetting the kid's name. And Ridge seemed impatient about the stapler incident, perhaps because this isn't the first time he's had this discussion with his father. I know with my mom, like I said, who has dementia, that every time I see her, there's a conversation that we have, and it's the same exact conversation. I don't lose patience with her, but it is frustrating because it never sticks, and it's hard. It's very hard. So this stapler thing could have been a daily occurrence, and the viewers just don't know it. So then there was one more huge thing on Friday's episode that had me thinking that the family is aware of, but not talking about something that they all know in regards to Eric's health. I'm going to unload that for you, and I'm going to show you a screenshot of it because it was so huge to me. So on Friday's episode, when Ridge handed Brooke the stapler to use, he was clearly thinking about this stapler argument with his dad. Then Ridge looks back towards the CEO desk, and he has this vision of Eric sitting and working at the CEO desk. And at first, Eric is vivid and bright, and then he faded out to nothing. I am going to drop a couple of screenshots from the episode here for you to see. Was that a visual sign with Eric literally fading away as a hint that he is mentally fading away? Was that another Easter egg in this episode where we started the episode with Lucid and then we ended the episode with Eric fading away? Was this more blatant foreshadowing that Eric Forrester is going to slip away from Ridge and his family and the viewers if the storyline progresses as a lot of us suspect that it might? We'll have to take a wait and see approach. Again, no official spoilers, but these tidbits, they keep dropping. The more they drop them, the more concerned I get that we're seeing the opening notes of John McCook's swan song on Bold and the Beautiful. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you haven't already, please reach down and click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates. If you enjoyed this update, I know it's sad, but definitely click us a like. Drop your comments. Did you notice the same stuff I noticed? Did it strike a chord with you? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you concerned like I'm concerned and for the same reasons? Let me know. I read all your comments. I enjoy reading them. I love having this dialogue with you guys. So definitely drop your comments. Thank you so much to our Canadian and U.S. listeners and to those in Europe, Africa, all over the place. South America, I think we have some viewers. I am so excited that you're all here and we can discuss our favorite soap opera together. Thank you so much. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.